Hi everyone, so this is one of your 2 mobility workouts. I'm going to use the timings that we use in the classes, so it's 1 minute 30 on each movement with 15 seconds in between to change position or rest. Because it's a video, obviously if you get lost you can pause, you can rewind. Hopefully though with my cueing you'll be able to stay on track with me. Okay, our first move, I'm going to start our timer, is going to be the emu. So we step 1 foot slightly forwards, keep that leg straight, bend the back knee, let the upper body drop forwards, get a little bounce, and then press into that front foot, draw yourself all the way up, and then we're going to swap legs. The front leg is always the one that's straight, the other leg bends, we drop forwards and we lift that straight leg butt cheek up to the sky to get a little bit more stretch. Push into the foot to draw up, change legs. Let's just keep going, getting that little bounce at the end of the movement. Twenty seconds to go. Okay, so our next move is the C stretch. Now I'm not going to call left and right on this one. I want you to just mirror me. I think that's probably the easiest way of doing it. But essentially it involves stepping your front leg across, pushing your hips in the same direction, reaching that arm up and creating a big stretch down this side of the body. And then you just swap sides. Big stretch up. So push the hips across and stretch. It's quite normal to hear some crunching. You can hear my back crunching as I'm doing this. Obviously you don't want pain though. Twenty seconds to go. Okay, our next one is the regressed wall bridge. So you will need a wall behind you. You want to be at a distance where you can reach the wall, but you're not too close. Your arms should be kind of relaxed on the wall. So take your arm over your shoulder, place your fingers on the wall, hands on the wall, bend your knees, bend through your back, reach the other arm up, and then come back and do the other side. So hand on the wall, fingers facing up, bend the knees, bend through the back, reach the other arm up. Just keep alternating sides. If this feels awkward, you might be too close to the wall. So you can try changing the distance you are from the wall. Now the lower your hand goes on the wall, the more of a stretch you can get here. 10 more seconds. Okay, our next one is a chest stretch, and you are going to need, I've got a box here that I'm using. You could use the edge of your sofa, your couch, the edge of a bed. You're going to kneel side on, place your hand on it, other hand on the floor, and then just let that shoulder kind of drop into that space. We're just going to stay here and let it stretch. If it gets really intense, just come up, give yourself a little break, and when you're ready, come back into position. So you want your arm caught on the box, but you want a little bit of space so that the shoulder can drop in and down. Take some nice deep breaths. As you exhale, try and let the muscle relax, let it stretch. Okay, we're going to swap sides. So placing your arm, your hand on the box, catching the elbow on the box, other hand on the floor, and let this shoulder just drop into the space. Breathe into the stretch. So each time you exhale, try and let that muscle soften and relax. Fifteen seconds to go. Okay, I'm just going to move this out of the way. Our next one is going to be a big hip opener, a lizard lunge. So you're staying on one knee, bringing the other foot forward. Take it off the edge of your mat a little bit, so it's a little bit wide out to the side and a good distance forwards. Hands on the floor on the inside of this foot, and you're sort of trying to drop your body into this space here. You also want to push this front knee forwards, so you're rocking forwards on that knee and then coming into the space. Now again, this is one where we're just going to hold the position, we're not going to move. It could get quite intense for your hips. If it does, just come up off your hands, give yourself a little rest. When you're ready, come back into position. You can rock a little bit as well. Just moving backwards and forwards can give you a bit of relief and then a little bit of extra stretch. If you've got great flexibility here, you might be able to get your elbows or your forearms down onto the ground. But don't feel bad if you can't. we've got 20 seconds to go, and then we're going to swap sides. Okay, coming up off that side, let's swap over. So your feet are a little bit wider, or your front foot is a little bit off the edge of the mat. Good distance between the back knee and the front foot. Hands on the floor. Come forward on this knee or rock forwards. Push this knee forwards. Try to drop into the space so you can take that knee out to the side a little bit more. Try and drop into that space. And like I said, you can do a little bit of a rock just to give yourself a bit of stretch and release, stretch and relief. And if it gets too much, just come up off your hands, give yourself a little break, and when you're ready, come back into it. Fifteen seconds. Okay, so next one is going to be a big inner thigh stretch. We're going to turn sideways on the mat. This is the frog stretch. You're going to take your knees nice and wide. Try to keep the lower portion of your legs coming straight down from your knees with your feet turned out. Come down onto your forearms. You might be able to wriggle your knees a little bit further apart. In this position, you can do a little bit of a rocking back and forth, but try to keep your back down. Don't let your back round up. Let it drop the other way. And this is one of the ones where you're going to have to use your breathing. Take some nice deep breaths. With your exhale, like if you're doing the rocking back and forth, exhale as you go back, breathe in as you come forwards. Twenty seconds to go here. Okay, so our next pairing is a hip flexor stretch. And I'm going to give you two options for this one. You're going to lie down on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. Take your right foot, put it on your left knee, and let your right knee drop out to the side. Now, bouncing your right knee, you might be able to feel your right hip flexor here. If you're not really feeling that one, right knee still out to the side, but take the left leg straight out, catch the right foot under the left knee. Try to keep your left hip from rotating up, so you might put your left hand on your left hip to hold it down, and then just let the right knee drop out to the side. It's entirely a personal choice here, so you're either foot on the floor, other foot on the knee, and doing a little bit of a bounce, or The leg is out to the side with the other leg sitting on top of the foot and making sure that the hip isn't lifting, either one of those. So we're going to switch sides, and again you've got your option of having your right leg out straight, left foot underneath the right knee, left knee out to the side, make sure the right hip isn't lifting up, or bend both legs, feet on the ground, lift the left foot, put it onto the right knee, and then just bounce that left knee. So for our final pairing, we're going to do a glute stretch. I'm going to spin around. You're going to need to use a wall. Bring yourself kind of close to the wall, a little bit of distance. Put one foot on the wall, rest the other foot on that knee, and try to get your tailbone down onto the ground. So whichever leg is bent up, I've got my left leg up here. I'm feeling the stretch in my left butt cheek, my left glute. If it's too intense, move back away from the wall. If you need more stretch, move in closer to the wall. You can also put a little bit of pressure onto this knee to get a little bit more stretch there. As I've said before, use your breathing. Breathe into the stretch. As you exhale, try to let the muscles soften and relax. So we're going to swap sides. Make sure you're keeping your lower back, try to sort of push your coccyx down onto the ground. Okay, so in class we would normally go through that twice. So if you want to, you can go back and repeat the exercises, or if you're time poor, you can just do it the once. And I'll see you in August. Thank you.